Have you ever heard a story so chilling, so strange, that you couldn't help but wonder if it was real? Today, we're diving deep into the world of cursed myths, exploring those eerie legends that seem to have leaped from the page and into our reality. These aren't just campfire tales. They're stories with a history, a legacy, and a trail of unsettling events that make even the biggest skeptics pause. So, dim the lights, get comfortable, and let's unravel the history of curses that allegedly came true. Our first stop is one of the most famous curses of all time, the Curse of the Pharaohs, specifically tied to the tomb of Tutankhamun. When Howard Carter and Lord Carnarvon opened the tomb in 1922, they uncovered unimaginable treasures. But soon after, a series of mysterious deaths began. Lord Carnarvon died just a few months later from an infected mosquito bite. The press went wild, fueling rumors of a curse inscribed on the tomb, warning that death shall come on swift wings to him who disturbs the peace of the king. Over the next decade, several others connected to the excavation met untimely ends. One man died from a fever, another reportedly took his own life, and a radiologist who x-rayed the mummy died of a mysterious illness. Skeptics point out that many of these deaths can be explained by natural causes, like exposure to ancient molds or toxins sealed in the tomb. Howard Carter himself, the main discoverer, lived for another 17 years. But the sheer number of strange coincidences has cemented the curse of King Tut in popular culture. It's a perfect example of how a compelling narrative, fueled by media and a few uncanny events, can create a legend that lasts for a century. Was it a pharaoh's wrath, or just a series of tragic, explainable misfortunes? The debate still rages. Next, we journey to the United States to investigate the chilling tale of the Hope Diamond. This magnificent 45.52 carat blue diamond has a history as deep and dark as its color. The legend says it was stolen from the eye of a Hindu idol in India, and a curse was placed upon whoever possessed it. Its journey through history is littered with stories of misfortune, madness, and death. One of its earliest alleged owners, Jean-Baptiste Tavernier, who brought it to France, was said to have been torn apart by wild dogs, though historical records suggest he died peacefully in his old age. King Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette, who later owned the diamond, famously lost their heads during the French Revolution. The gem eventually made its way to Henry Philip Hope, from whom it gets its name. His family line suffered financial ruin, and the diamond passed through many hands, each seemingly touched by tragedy. One of the most famous owners was Evelyn Walsh McLean, an American heiress who bought it in 1912. Despite being warned of the curse, she wore it frequently. Subsequently, her son died in a car crash, her daughter died of an overdose, and her husband left her for another woman and later died in a mental institution. After McLean's death, the jeweler Harry Winston bought the diamond, and perhaps wisely, donated it to the Smithsonian Institution in 1958. Since then, it has been on public display, seemingly ending its trail of personal tragedy. Is it a cursed object, or does its immense value simply attract drama and tragedy? The story is a powerful reminder of how we attribute meaning and power to objects, especially those with a dark and mysterious past. Let's shift from objects to people, with the unsettling story of the 27 Club. This isn't an ancient myth, but a modern one that has taken on a life of its own. The 27 Club refers to a list of popular musicians, artists, and actors who died at the age of 27. The most well-known members include Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and Jim Morrison, who all died between 1969 and 1971. The pattern seemed to go dormant for a while, but it re-emerged in 1994 with the death of Kurt Cobain, and again in 2011 with Amy Winehouse. The deaths are all tragic and often involve risky lifestyles, including substance abuse or mental health struggles. There's no supernatural curse at play here. Instead, researchers suggest it's a form of confirmation bias. We notice the famous people who died at 27 and ignore the many who died at 26, 28, or other ages. Age 27 is also a time when the pressures of fame, combined with the risks taken in young adulthood, can reach a critical point. The myth of the 27 Club is a modern curse, born not from ancient magic, but from statistical coincidence and our human tendency to find patterns in tragedy. It serves as a somber reminder of the price of fame and the real-world demons that artists can face. If you are struggling with your mental health, please know there is help available. You can reach out to crisis hotlines or mental health professionals who are there to support you. Now for a story that feels ripped from a horror movie, The Curse of the Dybbuk Box. This story gained internet fame in the early 2000s when a man named Kevin Mannis bought a vintage wine cabinet at an estate sale. The seller, the granddaughter of a Holocaust survivor, warned him that the box was haunted by a restless spirit known as a Dybbuk, and that it should never ever be opened. Mannis, skeptical, took it home anyway. He soon began experiencing terrifying nightmares, as did anyone who stayed in his home. He reported smelling cat urine and jasmine flowers and seeing shadowy figures. He gave the box away, but each new owner reported similar paranormal activity, hair falling out, an overwhelming sense of dread and constant nightmares. One owner, Jason Haxton, a museum director, documented his experiences in a book. He suffered from strange health problems, including hives and coughing up blood, which he attributed to the box. The story became so famous, it inspired the 2012 horror film, The Possession. But what's the real story? In 2021, Kevin Mannis, the original buyer, admitted he fabricated the entire tale. He said he was a creative writer and simply made up the story to give the old wine cabinet a fascinating backstory, crafted the narrative, invented the details, and watched as it grew into one of the internet's most famous paranormal legends. The Dybbuk Box is a powerful example of a modern myth, showing how a well-told story can take root in our collective imagination and feel terrifyingly real. Even when its origins are completely fictional, it highlights the power of storytelling in the digital age. Finally, we have to talk about cursed movie productions. The Poltergeist curse is one of Hollywood's most enduring and tragic legends. The 1982 film was a massive hit, but the production and its sequels were plagued by a series of bizarre and tragic events. The most heartbreaking were the deaths of two of its young stars. Dominique Dunne, who played the older sister Dana, was murdered by her ex-boyfriend shortly after the first film's release. Heather O'Rourke, the sweet, iconic little girl who played Carol Ann, died at age 12 from a misdiagnosed intestinal issue before the third film was even released. Beyond these tragedies, other strange occurrences were reported on set. Jo Beth Williams, who played the mother, claimed the prop skeletons used in the famous pool scene were real human skeletons, which she only found out later. The actor who played the clown doll allegedly nearly choked to death during one scene. The series of events led to a pervasive belief that the production was cursed, possibly because of the use of real human remains. While many of the events are tragic coincidences, the sheer volume of misfortune associated with the Poltergeist trilogy has given this Hollywood curse a chilling legacy that still spooks filmmakers and fans today. From ancient pharaohs to modern movie sets, the stories of curses tap into a deep-seated human fear of the unknown and the idea that some forces are beyond our control. Whether they are the result of supernatural intervention, statistical flukes, or elaborate hoaxes, these legends continue to captivate us. They blur the line between myth and reality, forcing us to ask, how much is coincidence, and how much is something more? What do you think? Let me know in the comments which curse you find the most believable, or if you know of any others we should cover. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the shadows of history. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. See you next time.